Hello Capricorn, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to those of you who haven't been to my channel before but have come across to find out what it's all about. My name is Colette. I am a intuitive tarot reader with over 30 years experience, and this reading today is a reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising. If you don't know where those placements are, there will be a free natal link in the description box down below for you to go and check that out for yourselves. You may know where your sun sign is or which sign the moon is in, but you may not know the actual degrees, and that's always interesting to know as well, because then you can begin to look deeper into your own astrological chart and makeup. So Capricorn, I put out a general read for you earlier today, and I spoke briefly at the beginning about how you have had a lot of astrological upheaval and kind of turmoil in your sign since 2008 when Pluto moved in, and then you had Saturn move in a few years back as well, and then you had a major conjunction there as well between Saturn and Pluto, Jupiter and Mercury. It was just like this big party basically that took place at the beginning of this year, but it has seen some massive changes, some massive shifts happening outwardly in our own world, as well as for you Capricorns in particular, because it's all taking place in your sign and it's all still happening because the planets are still there and they are retrograde. They are yet to turn and leave your sign, so you're still in the thick of it really. And Venus, the sign of love, and this is a love reading for yourself and the person that you have an energetic connection with, Capricorn. And that energetic connection doesn't have to just be a love connection. It can be an intellectual connection, it can be a supportive connection, it can be emotional, physical, it can be sexual, it can be spiritual. So it's just whoever you have this energetic, strong connection with at this time, Capricorn. But as I was about to say, Cancer is your opposite sign, and within Cancer at this moment we have Venus, who is just about, we have the planet Venus, who is just about to leave. So just something's just come up on my phone. I was a little bit disturbed about what it was. So yeah, opposite, you have Venus. So this being a love reading, it's saying that Venus going through the sign of Cancer is going to affect your energies over in Capricorn as well, because it's your opposing sign. So it's going to hit your sun sign and any other signs that, or planets, sorry, should I say, any other planets that you have within the sign of Capricorn. If you have any other planets or points, will be activated by this energy of Venus as well. Also, if you are going to look up your chart, look to see which house all of this is taking place in, because that will also give you an idea of, on a personal level, how it is all affecting you at this time, Capricorn. So getting on with the actual reading here, before I do, I will just say cross watchers as well. This will also, if you're interested in a Capricorn, are in a relationship or have recently been in a relationship with a Capricorn, and you're wanting to know what's going on in their life and how things are affecting them and yourself here, you may also want to check out your own natal chart as well, because that could also shine more light on your own story. Again, check out your Venus placement. And just be aware that I will be using two decks. This deck is the deck that I'm using for yourself, Capricorn, and this deck here, the good deck of tarot, I will be using for the person you have this energetic connection with. But if it doesn't sound right to you, if the story sounds like it's crossed over, then literally just change the cards around. However it resonates with you is what really matters. So just take it as it comes. And the first card that I'm going to show you here is the Ten of Cups, because this is taken from the Gilded Tarot. If you've not been to my channel before, what I do in a love reading is I separate all of the suit of cups from one particular deck and see which card comes out and use that as a kind of overall energy for what is taking place in your life at the moment. And with the Ten of Cups coming out, and with it coming up the right way here, Capricorn, it's kind of saying to me that whatever you're doing in your life at this time, you are finding a real sense of happiness here. And this doesn't have to be a relationship. It just means that there's a sense of happiness. You have found this inner contentment, this inner joy. You're loving what you're doing, loving life, the people around you. It's just this sense of everything's fine. Everything feels good at this time for you, Capricorn. So, the first card of the actual reading, again, before I forget, cards have been laid out in 3 sets of 3. So the top 3 is your past energy. The middle 3 is where you are at the moment in your present energy, and the bottom 3 is where you are moving into your future energy. So your past has created your present, and your present is creating your future. Now the thing about that is that you don't have to take it as set in stone, because you have free will. You do not have to go down that road, down that path. If you can see something coming and you don't like it and you want to change it, then you have that option to do so. So to start off with, we have the Queen of Cups here. And what I'm getting from her today is quite an intuitive energy here, Capricorn. I feel as though there was a situation, and I'm just going to pick up these cards here as well. These top 3 cards here is saying to me that there was a situation that came in, but it was like this Queen here, or you yourself, Capricorn, in this energy, it was like you knew something was coming. You knew that there was something not right. You were very in tune at this time with what was happening. It's like an emotional intelligence. It was like something you just knew. You just knew that something was happening behind the scenes, shall we say. Something was making you feel alert, like your spider senses were tingling in a way. It was like your intuition, your gut, your knowing, your feeling, you may not have known exactly what it was, but you had some idea, because this Juno card here for me is saying that there was a situation of something that was traditional. It could be marriage, it could just be a relationship, or it could be a work experience, a traditional kind of working environment, but something didn't feel right. And it's like, it was almost like a warning, because this 8 of staves, 8 of wands that's come in here in reverse is saying to me that this kind of came in as like a shock. It was like a shock message or messages or something that happened, but it was like you already had this kind of sense that there was something that was going to in a way, change this traditional outlook of your life, whatever that traditional, and this is kind of set in stone type of energy, traditional family. It could, again, like I said, it could be work related as well. But it was like these arrows that came in had a bit of a shocking effect. Something that kind of brought on this deeper understanding, because it moves from those cards. We move into the wisdom card here, which is the high priestess energy, and she sits below this queen energy as well here. So I feel as though it's kind of really kind of woke you up to something. It was like something that really kind of shook your traditional understanding of how things were, because you knew it before it happened, is what I'm picking up here. Like you were aware of it. It's like here with this lotus flower, it was like opening up to that trust, that intuition, that knowing, that understanding. Like I said, you may not have known exactly what it was that was coming, but you knew before it happened that it was going to happen, whatever that might have been. And so it took you into this deeper kind of understanding of that side of your own character, your own nature, that kind of trusting your instinct, trusting your intuition, opening yourself up, like I was saying, on a deeper level here, to the wisdom of things that you can't necessarily see, which could also be this energy here, because this is very traditional, very physical, very kind of in many ways kind of four walls and earthy, and in a way realistic approach to life is what I'm feeling here. And underneath this card here, in your present energy, which is at the very heart of your reading today, and I always think the very heart of the reading is the most important card, because it's where all the energies are going out and coming in from as well. The 10 of Staves here is saying that this brought in an ending. It brought a completion to whatever it was that was being kind of shaken up here, or shook up here. This 10 of Wands is interesting because it has a sun in the background, and it's like the sun is setting fire to these wands as it sets. It almost looks like these wands are on fire, and that it is kind of burning it all down. It's like a sense of release here, releasing something, which is quite interesting. You may want to go and check out your Capricorn general read as well, because that read, there was a lot of fire cards that came out in that read, a lot of passion, a lot of kind of driven energy. So you may want to have a look at that read as well, because it also has the 10 of Wands in it, in the same place as well. So in doing so, in burning all this down, what it's actually allowed to happen is for new growth to begin to appear. But the energy that comes after this is the King of Staves, the King of Wands, and this in reverse is saying to me, because this is masculine energy, this is action, this energy is receptive, this is receiving, this is the feminine energy of receiving the understanding or the emotion. With the cups, it's the emotion. With this king here, the king would put the energy into action. That's what kings do. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the masculine or the feminine, as in the male gender or the female gender. It's just talking about the energy and how the masculine energy is much more dynamic, whereas the queen energy is more receptive, more passive, more receiving, and more subtle in its kind of giving energy as well. But this king in reverse is saying to me that this has been blocked, that there is something here that is blocking this creative beginning or driving energy, this new energy, this whatever this is that wants to come in. And I feel as though it's this sense of not being ready, not being willing, not wanting, because the king's very dynamic energy. The king of wands kind of represents that creative, fiery, passionate, driven, very magnetic, very inspirational energy, doing energy. So it's saying to me that at this time you're kind of reserving all that energy, you're kind of drawing it all back in. You're not sharing it. And maybe you're just waiting after this energy here, because this is your present energy. Maybe you're just waiting to see what's going to come from this. This intuitive knowing. But interestingly, we have the 9 of Wands moving in as your future energy. And when I look at these cards diagonally, we have the 8s, we have the 10, and we have the 9, all in a diagonal row, and the 10 being in the middle. So there is this kind of creative force at play in your life, but I feel that maybe it was a creative force that wasn't, because the 8 is in reverse. Those messages, those kind of shocking wake up kind of cool messages is what I'm kind of feeling here. Something that kind of woke up. Or woke you up to something on a deeper level. Because the 9 with the king here, it's like she's holding this one rod here, and he's holding this one rod here as well. And there is this blockage, although it's up the right way. So she is more open and she is more receptive. But at the same time, she's kind of saying, you know, this has not been easy. This hasn't been an easy journey. This has not been something that has just happened by itself. This is something that I've had to put my energy into to create this. Whatever this may be. You're kind of realizing how much it's taken out of you, Capricorn, to get to this point, which is coming up in the future. And the Princess of Swords here is the Page of Swords. And so she's looking for more answers. She's looking for more understanding. She's looking for insight, clarity, wanting to know more. It can be, because it's a page, it can be quite a kind of young, innocent, maybe naive, childlike energy, childish energy, although it's not in reverse, so I feel as though it's more that kind of inquisitive mind. Again, it's kind of open. It's an open mind, I feel here. Somebody is open. But at the same time, they are also protecting themselves. Like, she's got this wand in front of her, and she also has this sword that, although it's kind of pointing down, it is there at her side. So she is ready to protect herself if need be from outside influences that she doesn't want to take with her in her journey here. Because I feel as though this Princess of Swords is on this journey. She's kind of looking for new, I was saying, insights, answers, clarity. Understanding. Possibly even like going deeper into something here. And something that may have once been very traditional is no longer very traditional, because Juno is the card of the Hierophant as well. The Hierophant is all about tradition, traditional religion, traditional family, traditional faith. But when it's in reverse, it's kind of saying that that tradition is no longer holding up for this person or for yourself, Capricorn. So you may well be questioning it, and maybe that's also what you're burning through or burning down or releasing here as well. This sense of the traditional, the sense of having to. And the last card that we have here is the Judgment energy, which is again about resurrecting something. Something returning from the past, something that needs to be possibly even forgiven, looked at on a deeper level. A deeper understanding, seeking more because the Judgment card is also known as the Call card as well, so it's also kind of something that comes from another, like hearing something from another dimension, or like, you know, something that's bigger than your own story, something that you can't ignore, something that you have to also maybe have to release in order to move forward, which seems one of these releasing here as well. There's a releasing energy throughout this reading, I feel. But the Judgment card can also talk about forgiveness. Forgiving the self especially, and the part that we may feel as though we have played within these stories around us. This is the energy of your future. What is moving in for you here, Capricorn? Within this card, Guinevere is the most important element here. Again, it's that feminine energy, that softer, receptive, which can be the forgiving energy, because she is forgiving Arthur for the part that he played in their story, in their split, of him sending her away due to her not being faithful to Arthur. But he is also asking forgiveness here as well, because he recognises that he played a part within that story, that it wasn't all one-sided. And that is sometimes what brings on the forgiveness of something as well, when we realise that there is two sides maybe to something that up until that point we were absolutely adamant that it was just the other person that was responsible for all of this, or the other situation, people. So let's see what this person that you have an energetic connection with here is feeling, thinking at this time. Person that Capricorn has an energetic connection with, spiritually, intellectually, emotionally, physically, sexually. Person that Capricorn has an energetic connection with, the Queen of Cups energy. Why is the Queen of Cups here? Why is the Queen of Cups here? Why is the Queen of Cups here for Capricorn? Person that Capricorn hasn't... Oh, that's ridiculous. An energetic connection with. Sorry about that. I'm just going to have to quickly pick all these back up. One of those days today, Capricorn. One of those days. I don't know what's going on with it. Capricorn energy, my energy, combination. If you watch my other video, or videos, because there is two of them, general knowledge, because somebody knocked on my door that I couldn't ignore. So two of cups, two of water over the top of the Queen of Cups. So this is talking about somebody that there is this strong connection with, somebody who there is this instant attraction, shall we say, somebody who you'd like to share your story with. And this is past energy. So this could be going back to like when you first met this person and how you felt about this person, what it was that attracted you to this person, what were their qualities here, what was it you felt that you maybe could bring to this relationship as well, because the Queen of Cups is about love. She is about unconditional love. She is about allowing that love to flow. So there has been a situation here where there was a deep connection, where there was a lot of love involved in that situation. And with the Ten of Cups sitting there, it could still very well be there. Nope. So the traditional energy of the Hierophant in reverse. This energy of things not being traditional, not being or if they have been traditional, they're no longer. Okay, we have the moon in reverse. So it could be things that were being kept hidden here within this situation. And I do feel that it is about something that was long lasting, but it became it's like with the moon here, it's like it became things became hidden, secretive, secrets. Somebody was no longer open. Maybe somebody was no longer, what's the word I'm looking for here? No longer faithful. And because this moon is saying that there was a lot of emotion around this situation here. Because this could well have been somebody who you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with, but there could have been a situation here where everything kind of became secretive and hidden is what I'm feeling. It's like this energy became hidden behind all this veil of unknowing, of not being honest, of keeping things in the dark. Of maybe just even like no longer talking or communicating or expressing to each other. So this could be you feeling as though this is what has happened to you, Capricorn, that this person wasn't honest and open with you, and this left this kind of sense of unfaithfulness, that they weren't being true to your connection, your marriage for some of you, or just your connection in general, this kind of traditional trust in some ways here. That somebody with this moon energy kind of confused the issue, clouded the issue, made it difficult to understand them maybe. I just get this sense of no longer honest or open, or we have the High Priestess here as well. So the High Priestess has come out twice. Once for yourself and once for this other person as well, Capricorn, over the top of this 8 of staves, this kind of shocking communication that came in here. So it may be that this person was also acting on their intuition and on their feelings. Again, you've got the moon down here as well. This moon energy, this kind of deeper submerged. Maybe this person also felt that you were closed off and that you weren't open to being emotionally invested in this anymore. And they also acted on their intuition. They also acted on this deeper understanding or knowing that something wasn't right. Because you've got the moon and the high priestess here. And the high priestess twice. So I do feel as though there has been a lot of things kept below the surface. A lot of things haven't been spoken about. A lot of things haven't been, even though with this 8 of staves here coming in, and I feel as though there was shocking communication. It was like it was limited. It didn't kind of fully express everything here. And maybe that's why both of you ended up going into this kind of high priestess energy, trying to find deeper answers from within yourself, because you couldn't find them within each other. And we have the 10 of water just flipped out here for this high priestess energy, and it's in reverse. Although you've got the 10 of cups here twice again. It's saying to me that there was this kind of awareness of this deeper unhappiness, that things were no longer flowing, things were no longer like the connection was no longer fulfilling or giving you what you needed, what you were hoping for, the love that you wanted, the joy that you were looking for. So for as you went deeper into this energy here, Capricorn, this person also closed off from giving you that love here. It kind of feels like this I don't know if it's tit for tat energy, but it kind of feels like there's something that's like blockage, just big blockage here, or reflection, or reflecting, that whatever is reflected by one person ends up being reflected outwardly by the other as well. Like mirror energy again, possibly. You do have this deep connection with this 2 of water here. There's no denying that. And if you have spent a lot of time together and you know each other on a very kind of deep level, it may have just got to the point where you've just stopped communicating because neither of you felt the need to communicate, when actually what that did was kind of stopped the emotional connection between the two of you. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here as well, is this like lack of communicating your real like feelings, your real inner world. Almost like a sense of, well, you know, they should just know. But I do feel that with this 8 here, that something did come in that was quite unexpected. It was communication that did come in. So we've got the 8 of Earth here over the 10 of the, over the top, sorry, the 10 of Wands, 10 of Staves here. So this energy is about this need to burn things down and release them, and this energy is about building something, recreating something, making or making something out of something else. Eight of Earth. Or trying to rebuild something. So as one person is kind of is burning all this down, maybe that's what needed to happen. Maybe you needed to burn it all down in that sense for this to start. Like I was saying, there is this kind of energy down here where these wands have got all these like little green fresh life on them, and this card for me is always about something that is being created here, something of beauty, something that's long lasting, something that's made out of something else. Because this violin didn't start off as a violin, it starts out as like a tree, like a, you know, just a piece of wood, or it comes from a tree, so it comes from a life force energy itself, so it has a life force within it. But in order to make it what it is, it has to be worked on. It has to be... It's like you can see the tree, the violin being made into the violin from this tree, originally being a tree here. So maybe one of you wants to rebuild this, the other one wants to burn it all down. But the other person sees the potential in this. They see that there is still something there you can rebuild on, you can create something else from this. Something of beauty is kind of what I'm getting. Something where, you know, that it's going to bring a lot of pleasure. Something that can be mastered. And we have the 10 of Wands again, the 10 of Fire over the top of the King. Interesting energy. There's an interesting dynamic going on here. with this 2 tens, 2 high priestesses, 2 10 of cups. So for me with this energy, it is this sense of realising that something needs to be released here. Something needs, the old needs to go in order to make way for this to regrow. The old needs to be released, got rid of, burnt through. The sense of kind of the old, the traditional, the musty, the past energy here. That you can't keep going round and round in those circles, kind of with all that confusion that's happening, because there is lack of communication, or there's no energy being put into it. With this king in reverse as well, it's very kind of blocked creative energy here, this very kind of like reserved, holding it all in, holding it all back, not wanting to put any energy into it, Capricorn. And I feel that this is your energy here. You don't want to put any energy into it, or you haven't at this point wanted to, or you're reaching that point where it's like, I don't want to put any energy into this anymore. Whereas this person is kind of really realising that they need to put all their energy into it. They need to burn it all down, which is what you're doing here. So maybe after you've burnt it all down, you're kind of sitting back and resisting change, I feel here. Resisting anything new from moving forward. But this energy is definitely about burning it all down again. Like I say, very interesting dynamic going on here, Capricorn. Very interesting. And I still feel that this 8 of Staves was kind of the wake-up call, a shock, something that kind of changed that energy, that stuckness, that keeping secrets. And I just feel this sense of like, you know, you're just supposed to know, in a way, which gave you even more like sense of confusion, because you didn't have the answers that you needed. You didn't have the information, you didn't have the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding. And so we have the 4 of water over the top of this 9 of staves here. This is you, remember, Capricorn, kind of in this protective, open, but protective mode. And this 4 of water energy here is an energy of somebody feeling quite sad, quite maybe taking responsibility in the sense of owning their emotions, of looking deeper into things and seeing their parts that they have maybe played in this as well. I always see this card as my kind of crystal ball card, immersed in all that water. It's like you can't escape it. You can't pretend. And it could also be an offering as well here, that this pearl is being offered. Like a new beginning, a new start. Because pearls have an interesting story in their own right, because they are something that is created from something that just is irritable to the oyster. And I've spoken about this in previous readings as well. It's kind of like they wouldn't exist if they hadn't annoyed the oyster in the first place, because they start out as a grain of sand and then they become something much more beautiful, which is also maybe relating to this card here as well, this kind of beauty, creating something very beautiful, something long lasting. And this is being offered here as a potential, I feel, but you're not sure. You're not sure about it, Capricorn, because you're kind of holding this in front of you in the sense of, you know, I've done this, I've been down this path before, and I don't know if what you're offering me now is going to be any different to what I received previously. But in some ways the pearl is very symbolic of relationships. It's like, you know, it's not all rainbows and kind of these idyllic settings, and, you know, it's like vision of how it should be versus the reality of how it actually is can be very, very different. And it's kind of also that sense of to create something beautiful, to create something of beauty, sometimes you have to go through a lot of stress or difficulties, difficult times, not giving up, not walking away as soon as things get hard, or irritating, or, you know, it's that kind of energy of, in order to create something you have to keep on with it. You know, if you're going to create that thing of beauty, you have to keep at it. So let's see why the Princess of Swords is here and what she wants to say. What is the Princess of Swords wanting to say here in this Capricorn reading? The person they have an energetic connection to. Capricorn love reading. Again, love does not have to be just intimate love, although I think it is with this Two of Water card here. Okay, we've got two. Manifestation. The Magician energy of manifestation, the Magician energy of, we can create something really magical here. We can create something, start again, because it's the number one. So it is this kind of new energy, this new beginning, this new start. And if you look at his hands here, he has this tiny little fairy sitting there. And for me, it's the same kind of energy here. It's like, you know, this is what I'm offering. This is what we can create this magic together. There is potential, and it's come out with the Fortune's Wheel here as well, so I do feel as though it is going to change. And there is this, for me, this is very much like a mirror energy here. And I do feel as though there is a lot of mirroring energy with you here, Capricorn, you and this person, whoever it is that you're energetically connected to. Emotionally. Creatively. There's a lot of emotion and also a lot of creativity here as well. So I feel as though this person really does want to try and change this dynamic. They want to begin again. They want this Wheel of Fortune to turn in their favour. They want you to realise exactly what they can bring into your life here, Capricorn. And it's come out over the Princess of Swords here as well, this Page energy of Swords, this curious. So you are curious about it as well. You are, like I was saying, you are open. I feel that you are open. Like I was saying, you know, you may be still protecting yourself here, but you are open to the potential of what could be. What is on offer? What could you, how could you change your life here? So let's see what the Judgment, okay, Judgment card wants to give you the Ten of Air. Which is, again, releasing energy, but this time it's this person who's releasing things, and what they're releasing is their old idea of things, the way that they have been stuck in their belief systems. Ten, completion. They've got a few tens here actually. Well, the Ten of Fire and the Ten of Air as well. So they are kind of completing things. It's like they are coming to realizations here on quite a big level. Quite a big kind of awakening process happening here, I feel, with this person. Because it's come out over the top of this Judgment card. So it's kind of saying for me here that it is in your hands, Capricorn. It is you that has the decision or the choice to forgive this or not forgive this. But this person is willing to let go of I just feel a sense of letting go of the old again. They're letting go, they're freeing themselves from the past here. They have this kind of stuck energy. So let's see what it is that the animal oracle cards would like to say to you here. We have the Lizard Spirit, which is saying dream the world into being, which for me is very similar to this Magician energy here. So it's saying the potential is there. You can dream this into being. You can allow this into your life. You can allow it to become a reality. You can create this magic. So the hummingbird energy here is, or the hummingbird spirit energy is saying, be here now. In the Native American Indian mythology, the hummingbird is all about joy. But I think the reason that this is saying be here now is about this sense of almost like you can't see the hummingbird because it beats its wings so fast that it's kind of, it disappears. There's a sense of this with this energy here as well. Not that, this kind of illusion, this hiding, this kind of something that's not as it appears in a way, or so the hummingbird spirit is saying to me, be here now, as in fully be in your present, fully be completely open, apparent, where else am I again here? Not just open and apparent, but really kind of there, grounded there in that energy. Exposed, maybe. Exposed as in, like, you know, show all sides of yourself here. Don't kind of keep things hidden or back, or because we also have the rhino spirit, and the rhino spirit is saying overcome any obstacle. So it's saying that you can burst through whatever's standing in your way. You do have the ability to overcome it. That's kind of what I'm feeling with this energy here of this pearl, that, you know, not everything is like flowers and idyllic and roses and, you know what I mean, just pretty and happy all the time. It's like, you know, there's different levels and layers to a relationship, and you have to kind of work through them. And that's kind of what I'm feeling with this energy here from this rhino. Also these spiral energies here as well on his horn. He's got it on his forehead and on his horn, and they kind of appear here as well. The spiral energy behind the magician, which spiral relates to me to the kind of evolution, the constant kind of energy that doesn't actually stop. It's like it constantly evolves and moves up and changes and turns into something else. And here as well, it's like the rippling energy out from the pond here, or the water that he's kind of coming out of, which is symbolic of the psychic realm, as well as symbolic of the emotional realm. He's even got spirals in his beard there as well. If you can see that, if I hold it up close enough. He's got a spirally beard. He always reminds me of Santa for some reason. But there's the one and the two here, like, you know, the magician and the high priestess together. This is the masculine and the feminine energy. But you've also got this high priestess here as well, which is your energy of opening up to your own intuition, your own understanding there. I think whoever this person is, they kind of have a deep understanding of what it is that they are wanting to create here. with you, Capricorn. Again, this could be reversed energy, it could be the other way around, but I don't feel so much that it is that way. And so lastly, I'm going to pull a crystal card here just to see what the crystal mineral world would like to give you today, Capricorn. So yeah, the spiral kind of relates to an ongoing energy of things that maybe can come back around again, or they're things that, you know, as it evolves, it kind of spirals up and becomes greater in its energy, like the vortex energy. So, crystal card, please, for Capricorn. For Capricorn and the person that they have an energetic connection with here. Okay. Definitely wanted to come out. In fact, there's two. This came out the other day. Malachite. Turn over a new leaf. Change may be on the horizon. So that is really saying to me, this energy here, the Ten of Air, like turn over a new leaf, let it all go, release the past, turn over that leaf, start fresh, start anew, come from a different place, is what that energy is saying. Because it's green, it is also heart chakra related as well. And the malachite stone itself is full of lots of kind of shapes and swirls and patterns. So you may want to find a piece of malachite for yourself. And we also have kunzite, which is saying open your heart and mind and allow them to connect. So this could also be this energy here as well, the magician, because the magician is Mercury. And this is the watery kind of more emotional, deeper subconscious realm. So maybe that's also what this is saying, is kind of bring the, as I was saying, that masculine and feminine in a way, energy into balance here. So, Capricorn, I hope that has been of some help to you. If it has, please could you like it up for me, thumbs it to get it out into the bigger YouTube world, because that's how the videos get put out by YouTube. It's all to do with algorithms, and it's whether or not the algorithms pick it up, and the more likes it gets, the more people will get to see it, and then hopefully more people will also decide to come back and have a look at my channel and subscribe to my channel if they haven't already, and if they like what they see. Thank you very much to those of you who have subscribed, especially to those of you who have subscribed recently. I really do appreciate it. I've just gone over the point, as I was saying on my previous video, of where I got to before I lost the other subscribers, which again I don't know is a YouTube thing or whether it's just that some people don't enjoy my readings, which is fine, because not everybody's going to enjoy every tarot reader. That is how it is. So also, if you have enjoyed it and you want to subscribe, could you also please tap that little bell so you will know the videos as and when I put them out. I do new moon, full moon, all the zodiac signs. Everything is on a playlist. If you're interested, you can go and have a look at the playlist and you will find out more information there. Also, for those of you cusp signs, before I forget, you're going to be at the end of, the beginning of Capricorn, like the 0 degree point of Capricorn moving into, the 0 degree, get it right, coming out of Sagittarius and moving into the Capricorn energy. So if you're at that 0 point, you could still be being affected by the Sagittarius energy, is what I'm trying to say here. And if you're at the other end of the 29-degree point of Capricorn, then you could be being influenced by the Aquarian energy that is also kind of the next sign over, and kind of being pulled into your energy as well. So you might want to check out those readings. The Sagittarius readings are up. The Aquarius readings will get done after these have been uploaded. And also you may want to check out, like I said, your own natal chart, because the link is down below. Please comment, because it is really nice to get some feedback and to just know that my readings are affecting you somehow, whether it's positively or negatively. I've had some great comments, I must say, just recently, so I really do appreciate them. They're really nice to read, and to know that taking the time to do what I'm doing is helping somebody out there is really rewarding in many, many ways. So before I finish, I'd just like to say, Capricorn, please take good care of yourself, and take good care of anybody else around you. And hopefully I will see you again next time.